When I would go to school, I didn't have much of a lunch. I remember having like one bologna slice between two breads. And my aunts would laugh because they're like, when I babysit, you know, Mike and Rose's kids, which were us three, it's like we need extra groceries because we ate so much. And so you can imagine I always had a really big appetite when I was little. Super small, you wouldn't think so. You're like, where did she put all this food? But always more athletic, built, more muscular. And I would have like a sandwich with one slice of bologna, and I was always still hungry. I remember being hungry a lot. And it was embarrassing because most of the kids would have granola bars and fruit roll-ups and juice boxes and all the fancy things, and I didn't have any of that. And teachers would notice that, and I had teachers that would be like bringing fruit roll-ups and stuff like that, and then like giving it to me and say, put it in your bag, because they saw how much I was teased by other kids. So that way I didn't stand out so much or been teased. The one thing that people don't realize is that a lot of the people I went to school with, a lot of my clients come from people I went to school with because they saw how I grew up. They saw how teachers would put me on the spot and ask me a question, and I wouldn't have the answer, and I would break down. I would start crying. I couldn't handle the pressure of being asked a question. It was almost like my nervous system thought I was going to get beaten if I don't have the right answer. It was really interesting. Like I was always kind of nervous, and I would check out a lot. You know, when you're a child that goes through a lot of these things, you check out from the present moment and you go somewhere that is better than the present moment. So whenever people would ask me questions, or they're like, you're a poor listener. You didn't listen. You didn't hear. And I always felt like I didn't. It was interesting. Some topics in school I could do very well, but many topics I just couldn't. I'd check out, I'd freeze, I was called all kinds of names. And it's interesting because those same people work with me now because they see that and they're like, where's all this wisdom? Where's this intelligence coming? Because growing up, I didn't have this intelligence. It's not that it wasn't there. Obviously, it was always there. But when we're entangled in our trauma and everything else, it's almost like we have no intelligence. It's whenever I talk about genius and I tell people, you're a genius, but you're disconnected from your genius. And so you're trying to be a genius from an aspect of you that is not genius. And that's what was happening with me until I reconnected. And then the expression came out and people were like, where's this genius coming from? And I'm like, everyone's a genius.